Welcome to the Becoming a Streamer podcast by Pipeline, where we dive deeper into how streamers became who they are today and learn more about their journey. I am your host, co-founder of Pipeline, Stone Mountain 64. Today, we get a chance to chat with JaredFPS, full-time streamer, hunting and hungry for opportunity, as you're going to hear about today. He's one of the first creators to take the jump over to Beam years ago, now of course known as Mixer, owned by Microsoft. He has over 400,000 followers on the platform alone and is one of the most active guys across social media that I have ever seen. You can find him at JaredFPS on all platforms. You can catch his streams at mixer.com/JaredFPS. Without further ado, enjoy the conversation. Boom. And we're good to go then. Jared, dude, thank you so much for coming on today. Literally, since I've been following you, every time I see you posting something else or doing something else, or I look into you further, like it's just more and more cool stuff coming up, and I absolutely love it. So I'm really happy to be chatting with you today, man.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, dude.
I've been watching you for a long time. It's been both ways.
Heck yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, even like the lights that I have set up in the corner here, I told you, like, because I saw you posting about all your lights and all. Yep. You've got like I also saw your recent setup video that you did at the beginning of the year, and like I love it, man. The cable management though does need to come.
I believe your voice is going with the lights right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Every time I talk, I just light up.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I want to get kind of an intro though, into who you are, kind of from you and where your content is, really more so. Like, you know, where you at with your content today? Where are you streaming at? Where are you creating content at? What games you playing? You know, where are you at today with that?
So I started streaming in 2014 on Twitch. Yeah. I saw someone playing like Advanced Warfare Call of Duty. I was like, that's cool. I want to do it too. So I started with an Xbox and a Kinect. And then later on, like I was just streaming like as a hobby. I was working full time as a mechanic for the last, before that, 6 years. And I saw on Twitter that Microsoft purchased a streaming site. I was like, wow. I mean, that doesn't just happen every day. So I checked it out and I was like, all right, I'll try it out. And then, you know, just kept growing and growing. And I've been playing like Halo 5, Call of Duty games. You know, BRs came out. That was a huge thing, like H1Z1, then PUBG, you know, then Fortnite, then Apex, Call of Duty again. And it's just, you know, and then I do like a little variety as well, like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, really whatever comes out.
Yeah. And that's what, so you started on Twitch then. And so did you start immediately onto Mixer when you saw that was coming up? Because right now that's where you're primarily streaming on. I mean, you've been crushing it there. I know I've seen you playing a bunch of Fortnite and popping off on that and a variety of games there. But was that like an immediate switch that you made when you just saw some opportunity go in there? Like,
yeah, I in my head, I already learned everything from Twitch, like watching other Twitch streamers. I think back then it was like Goth and Crafty. And then H1Z1 came out, and then seeing Ninja and like Doc, like having that rivalry and how they blew up together. So I knew that, hey, this is a fresh start, and Xbox and Microsoft about to pour, you know, money into this. It could be something big. So I took a risk.
Dude, that's really interesting. And did you see other people doing it as well? Like, how did you? Yeah, so it was something that was like, it was a bigger thing. And were you still playing on the Xbox at the time? So was it like more natural in that, or did you have like a streaming PC and did you get into it that way?
Well, actually, I had a PC, luckily, that I bought previously. So I was able to use a capture card and have like the stream looking nice. I think Destiny 1 at the time was popular. I was playing a lot of that, and like Halo 5 was huge.
How was it like in the early days on Mixer? Was there a bunch of people doing it? Was it like everybody hoarding to it and like, oh, this is going to be the next big thing? Or was it like,
not at all. It was like the smallest community you can think of. I think that when I got there, the top streamer had 30 viewers.
Wow.
But they had FTL. And that's what really drew me, is like, it was instant. Like we're talking right now. That's how it is streaming on Mixer. And I was like, I can't beat that.
That's really interesting. And then, like, when you first started on it, I mean, how was like even the audience and the reception to that? Like, were the people there really down for it? Was like the FTL and some of the features that were there, did that stand out a whole bunch?
Mainly FTL, but also because it was a new site, I was able to get a name that probably couldn't get on Twitch, which was I Am Batman. And that's what I started streaming at. So it's like a fresh start. And before I even streamed, the like second day I tried it out, I already had 100 followers just from talking to people on the platform. It was insane, like how people were like, "Oh, you're new? Okay, cool. I'll follow you, check you out." So I was already there. But the first 3 months, it took me to get 1,000 followers on the platform.
Oh, wow!
And that's like every single day streaming.
And you were streaming on Twitch before. You said you're kind of like building up some skills there and everything. What made you want to start there, I guess, in the first place?
Xbox, because I've always been a fan. Halos and all that. And I was like, it'd be cool to like pretty much work for Xbox because it's by the same people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At the time, there was no mobile app and there was no Xbox app.
Right.
So it was just strictly PC.
Wow. It's in a completely different place now, especially with everything that's been going on with it. I'm curious though too, like before you got even into streaming, before you even looked at like Twitch or anything, you said you were a mechanic before. Like how does that transition come over for you in terms of creating content and like, maybe other coworkers, whoever that you were with, like telling people what you were doing and streaming and trying this thing, especially on a different platform or whatever it might have been?
Back then, this was before like Ninja made it mainstream. So obviously it was like, oh, you're just in your bedroom, you're trying to make money and it's not going to work, stuff like that. And even for my mom and dad, they're like, they've always been like for playing video games since I was a kid. But as long as you got everything else done.
Yeah.
So the fact that I, had a career in auto mechanics and I went to school for it and all that, and that's how I was paying the bills. I had a kid already by then. He's 6 now, and I started streaming on Beam, which is now Mixer. He was 3. So it's been quite the journey with family. And then I got a new family member, my daughter Mia. She's 1 now.
Yeah, congrats on that.
So just like keeping that all together and having the family, the job, and then streaming, it was a lot.
I can 100% understand how much time all of this takes, and to do all of that is incredible. And I'm actually curious, like, when you were going through that, then how do you balance your time with all of that going on? Like, you're working. Like, what was your day like? I guess while you're working full time, while you're with your family, while you're streaming every day.
I would go to work at 8, probably usually late, because I was always streaming when I got home from like 6 to 2, just to try to like, because I really believe that this could be something big someday. So that was everyday thing. And it actually led me to losing my job because I was late too many times in like a 2-month, 3-month period, like 5 minutes. And after that, it was actually 2 days before I got partnered on Mixer, pretty much Beam. It's after that, I was like, okay, well, this is a chance to grow more. It just wasn't ready yet. It wasn't time to like full-time stream. So I ended up going to get another job. And then in May of 2017, I had like severe pain and it was my gallbladder. So that stopped me from working as a mechanic. And I was like bedridden for like 20 days from like having the surgery done and all that. And that's actually the same time I rebranded from I Am Batman to JaredFPS, and Beam changed to Mixer that same month, May 2017. So after that, my parents were like, I couldn't go back to work. So they were like, do your thing. And it wasn't until November 1st is when I really hit like, okay, this is about to blow up. And the Xbox One X had just came out. And Mixer said, here, we'll give you one early to try out. And I was like, okay. Like, that was a huge thing for me, like to get a free Xbox. And right then when that Xbox came out, Mixer just completely exploded. Like every day, 1,000 new followers and like real people just, yelling like, hey, we want to watch you. So I went from, that was 11,000 followers to 100,000 in 2 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like extreme.
What do you think that was? Obviously, like there's this huge announcement. There's all this stuff going on with it. Was there also the app coming out at that time too? Like, or do you think it was
the app? It was like getting better, and the fact that it's on every Xbox, and all these people were buying a new Xbox in the Christmas time. it just led one thing to the next. And PUBG came out on Xbox.
Ah, okay.
December.
Did you get it? You got into that as well then? I mean, with the Battle Royale pass too, like, and the console control, I imagine you're probably doing pretty good on some PUBG on console there.
Fun fact, I don't know if you know this, is September or August 2017, I played in the tournament with you, against you.
In Gamescom?
Yep, I was there.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, Ninja played in that too, dude. Yep. Yeah,
I was a little small guy.
Hey, I mean, we're all doing our thing, dude. I remember I was playing. Our strategy was we went all to 4 different corners of the map, and we were just like prone crawling and trying to hide because we were playing against everybody else is so good at the game.
That tournament was crazy because like you couldn't hear anything, had no idea what was going on because it was so loud being in the arena. And
that was like their first like tournament that they even had too, so it was all a total mess. Oh yeah,
I got lucky to go thanks to because I became a PUBG partner back in May and June, I mean, and so they said we need some mixer people, and so they picked me, and I got lucky, and then I don't know if you remember, but I'm the one who flipped the bike and died in front of everybody. That was me.
Well done. Hey, hopefully your community and everybody thought it was some good memes. My memes are just
still get it today.
I crash in vehicles all the time, so I've got nowhere to speak on any of that front, honestly.
I mean, there's just a little like 200,000 people watching it on Twitch at the time, and they clipped it, and I was on Reddit and all this stuff.
Oh, dude. That
was probably my first like blow up. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think Twitch even tweeted it out, but they didn't tag me, and they said even pros fall or something like that. Yeah. That was like, it blew my mind.
That is amazing. So, I mean, I think obviously being there when Mixer's blowing up, when all of that's happening, popping like that is awesome. That obviously a huge moment too. I mean, do you think those are some of the biggest, maybe like the biggest breaks that you've had in terms of this? Do you think there's anything else that stands out of like something that gave you big boosts, like something else that's really, propelled you along as you've been doing this?
So when the Xbox came out and all that, and I was blowing up, the reason I was blowing up is that I knew how Mixer worked, and their featuring system at the time was like, hey, if you have a certain amount of viewers, we're going to feature you if you're a partner. And so I would wake up at like 4 a.m. every day and start before everybody else woke up. So I would get those early morning viewers, and then I would never get off featured.
That is because I was there first. To be up that early.
I did that every single day, like forever. And that's because since I was there, then everybody saw me first.
Right.
So they'd come to the stream. And the platform was so new that, I mean, a lot of people blew up the same way.
Yeah, sure.
Mixer is not the same like that anymore.
I know. So, they also had like the hype zone as well, right? I'm not sure like how big is that still really big today? Like how was that feature when that introduced and everything?
So when it came out, it was actually the day that Xbox PUBG came out, and it was insane. Everybody was hyped about it. Like they were in the channel, and it would just go to the next person, and then you would be trying to play all day to try to get back in there.
Yeah. No, I remember I would go and just watch it as well because it keeps bringing you to the end game of all of these games, and you got to see all this great like it was great. It was a really, really great idea. I absolutely loved it. Dude, that's so cool. And so I'm assuming that helped out a bit as well.
Yeah, because then you would get a boost of viewers, and new people would see, and like, oh, if you won, let me follow you. It looks good, And the same thing happened at Fortnite, is when Fortnite blew up as well. Is that you try to get in the end zone or the top 10 to get back in the hype zone. That was a grind.
Yeah,
a lot of people blew up like that.
So when you were leaving your job, and then you became Mixer partner. At that point, you said, you really started to put more time into it. I think you said you got another job too, though, after that. But when did you just like fully commit to creating content and just streaming and making content online? What was that like for you switching over?
So before the Xbox One X, like they gave me one, I was actually training to be a Best Buy employee because I couldn't go back to work as a mechanic because of the gallbladder situation.
Okay. And
I went to training, and then they gave me an Xbox, and I never showed back up again. I was like, screw it. This is my chance. I gotta take this.
Wow.
Oh, and another huge factor at the same exact time was that my mom and dad lived in an area where the internet was really bad. And that exact day when I got the Xbox, they upgraded our internet.
Wow.
To, 90 down, 20 up. And I was streaming on 20 down, 5 up. for a year.
Yeah, no, the extra up, like the internet speed it's just, it's so critical.
It was hard.
That's an awesome storm. But I mean, even doing that, I got to imagine you still felt like uncertainty, like risk with that, or I mean,
I
like
just never looked back.
Never looked back, just went for it.
Full send. That's why like 4 a.m. I was motivated.
Yeah.
For my family, because I was helping take care of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still the same way today. I get up, I'm like, full send, let's go.
That is awesome.
People like my friends that see what I do, they don't understand like how much it takes behind the scenes. Like, every day, all social medias, YouTube going, and then still trying to network with people on Twitter and Instagram.
Sure.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I mean, what is like now? So nowadays, what does your schedule look like? What are you doing in terms of your day to day now? Assume you're not still getting up at 4 a.m. or
no, not with a baby, not with a 1-year-old.
Sure,
I can't do it anymore. I guess right now it's just like really just I don't really have a schedule, and people like me because of that, because they just know if I'm up, I'm live. Like back in the day, my slogan and quote for like my stream is "You sleep, I grind." That's how I originally got seen. Is that I would stream all night into the morning, so people would be like, "I went to bed and you're still here. Okay, let's go." And that helped me a lot during the H1Z1 days.
That quote though, I love that.
It's from my high school basketball coach. He would say, "While you're sleeping, another man's working harder than you." So I just took and ran with it.
You took and you became that man working harder.
Yeah.
Dude, that is incredible. So then, I mean, as you're gaining more traction, as you're doing all of this stuff, I've seen you creating a whole bunch of other things and working on more of that. What else have you been working on and pushing towards?
Right now, just like trying to keep up with the changes to Mixer. Obviously they just completely 180'd everything with Ninja, Shroud, Goth, and Ewok coming to platform. Like it really just changed the whole direction.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, we're out here.
Yeah, talking about investment. I mean, that was that announcement. I think it pretty much rocked streaming in general when Ninja first went over. I actually just watched as well your reaction video to that, and that was the perfect. That was like exactly that was how I was feeling too. It's just like, how do you even have words for
changed everything?
How do you even have words for something like that? It's so incredible.
I didn't have anything to say. I was like, I can't believe it.
Now that we're a couple months out from it, how do you feel about like some of the transition and how some of that's gone now?
Well, after I just went to PAX, and
the
platform has a lot of things that people have taken advantage of, and they're trying to make the platform better.
Mm-hmm.
All those are about to come to light in the next week and month. So the platform's having all the growth and everything, so they have to stabilize it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they want to help everybody out. It's not just like the Ninja Shroud show,
right?
It looks like that, but they earned it. They're Ninja Shroud.
Sure.
I think right now they're just everybody's just trying to get in the groove, and then help everybody else grow. The discoverability. I mean, I've seen every platform has the same issues.
Yeah.
How do we keep it going? And the hype zone was a good thing. It's just that people took advantage of it, and now it's kind of died down. I think they're just trying to figure out a way to bring back that hype.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting, and it's something that's I think it's definitely been a really great positive for it. And I'm really interested to see where it keeps going. Obviously, Mixers keeps coming out with new stuff. Everybody keeps coming out with new stuff. But you've been creating as well, even on YouTube as well, right? Like, where are you and Twitter and Instagram? Like, have you started it into TikTok? Have you explored any of that at all?
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on all of these different places of posting?
TikTok has the best discoverability of any platform I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You can go from no one to literally blown up millions of views. Just if you're whatever your content you got.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they took TikTok's idea to streaming, it would be amazing.
Yeah, right.
It's beautiful. I mean, just keep swiping and you keep seeing new content.
Yeah, that is interesting. another app, and everything's been coming together on Mixer, and it's continuing to make some more progress, and they keep picking up more names. It's going to be interesting to see where all that goes.
It's a complete streamer war now. It's like NFL, like free agents.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean,
who's going where next?
Everybody's picking everything up. You hear an announcement coming. It's like, oh, what's the announcement? Is it going to be new merch? Is it going to be platform change? Like, there's 10 million things that it could be now. It's like
everybody does it now. The announcement thing.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Thanks, Ninja. It works though, because people want to know, like, where are you going to go?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hang out with.
What's the announcements? There's so many big announcements coming. It's nonstop.
Announcing the announcement. I mean, I've done it, but because it gets people like, okay, I got to, I'm setting my alarm clock. I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Got to tune in for it.
I mean, just like with his Fortnite skin, he did the announcement. 30,000 viewers on Mixer, which is massive.
Oh, it's absolutely massive. And I mean, it's been great to see the retention from that. It looks like things have been going up overall. Like, when he first switched even, there's a lot of stuff going on at that time. Do you see benefit from that? Like, do you see more people coming into the platform from it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Was it pretty significant across the board, like for Mixer streamers?
I think it's just tough, the discoverability thing. I mean, as everybody, is that where do those viewers go when he's done?
Sure.
And they might just like him for, they just want to watch him. But I think that's a problem for everybody.
Yeah.
Is how do you keep bringing people to the platform to check out everybody?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because he obviously has a significant and more viewers than anybody else on the platform other than Shroud.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look bad sometimes when companies look at that and they're like, well, we only want to work with Ninja or something like that. Because he matches like Twitch, which is like the thing everybody looks at and like compares to. So, I mean, I feel like you've experienced that too, being on Facebook easily. Like,
oh yeah.
What are your viewers equal to? This Twitch guy, we could just stay with Twitch because we know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen it with y'all as well, but like when I got like Grubhub and Hot Pockets, I had to like prove myself to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, give Mixer a chance to actually do brand deals and stuff like that. And G Fuel as well. Mm-hmm. Same story.
Yeah, no.
I was the second guy on G Fuel and Mixer.
That's awesome.
The first to get the cup.
Yeah, I saw you got the shaker cup too, man. That is that's legit. That's awesome. That was
the biggest accomplishment I've ever had.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm really happy for you on that. And 100% though, like that's what you saw too, like back in, you look at even people wanting to sponsor YouTubers back in 2010, 2011, 2012, whatever it was, is like, well, and then everybody started to get on board because they realized that it is incredibly powerful, and like these are people, there's no joke there. And it's the same thing then with Twitch. People were a bit hesitant to start sponsoring and start doing some of that. Now everybody's fully on board on all those platforms, and you're starting to see some more of that as people kind of are like, okay, well, yeah, what's Mixer about, or what's Facebook about? What's these other platforms about too? TikTok, Instagram, and now we're seeing a reach to it, but it is a lot of companies are like, well, just kind of gonna stick with what I know for now. And then the ones that are kind of the early adopters, I'm sure your partners are incredibly happy with
G Fuel, like for instance, is huge on Mixer now. Yeah, they were the first people, and Gunner, the first people to say, all right, we'll try it out. Here we go. We'll give you a sponsorship. And I was like, ever since then, boom.
Dude. Yeah, that's all. And that's what it's like. I mean, do you have any vision of where all of this is going to be like 5 years from now?
No idea. I mean, TV's going to be gone by then, and cable television. It's all going to be live entertainment or the Netflix way.
Yeah.
I feel like Netflix should have, back in the day when Doc was tweeting about it and stuff, I feel like that'd be crazy to go on Netflix and see a live streamer. And the amount of exposure that was. And then just you don't have to pay them. You just do ad stuff.
Yeah.
Live ads.
Think about how many people are on Netflix every day as like
millions,
a platform.
Millions.
It'd just be incredible. And yeah, it's such a different form of content, streaming and working in this, like the interaction, especially, real-time interaction that you guys have. Like it's incredible. So that's the kind of same thing too, but it's also like, yeah, how do you really know where all this is going to go? Even like you look back even 3 years ago and it's like, whoa, to the facts where everything is at, where it is at today across so many different platforms is just mind blowing.
And all these companies are just like Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook are all really just doing streaming so they can get, I would say, higher stocks, right? I mean, when they bought Ninja, boom, their stocks rose.
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like people aren't seeing the bigger picture that it's going to be like a company war.
Yeah.
Who can make the most money?
Yeah.
By streaming and entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, gaming in general is like one of the biggest forms of entertainment. And so this within it is like, it's just been skyrocketing. It's been doing great. And it's been fun to be a part of it. And that kind of even, I'm curious, like, how does your family see it? You mentioned they were kind of on board and like, they did get more on board with it, but how did that go when you're telling people, when you're telling your friends or your wife or whoever about what you're doing on it?
It was tough to explain. And then, but then it made it better. Like my mom's been following me since the beginning on Mixer. She's like a 3-year sub.
Love it.
She watches every day she can. My girl has been there since the beginning.
Sure.
She's seen from nothing to, this is a full-time job now.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be really hard if they didn't support it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people I see that as like tell me every day in chat, like, I want to be a streamer, but my girl won't let me. And I'm like, well, that's because you got to take care of a home first.
Yeah.
Or you're
I mean, is that
like risk.
Is that a discussion that you have, like, and you're balancing everything out?
Yeah. You have to have balance or you're not going to make it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious too, like, what I'm sure you get asked all the time for advice or for tips or whatever.
Every day.
I mean, I think that's something that we've all kind of got our responses for and our information, our insight for. But I'm curious, like, what advice do you have for creators that are out there?
I actually made a YouTube video. It's just 5 tips to become a streamer. Pretty much.
Love that.
It's good. So every time someone asks me that, my mom just, throw the link up there to show people.
That's a great move. I love that.
The main one I tell people always is do all the free stuff perfectly before you spend any money. Like your name, your profile picture, your Twitter, that's all free. Don't screw that up before you even start.
Sure.
Like putting money into your computer, your camera, your microphone, your chair, the lights, all that. Don't worry about that yet.
Yeah.
Just do the basics.
That's good.
I mean, easy, simple name, good profile picture of your face. I hate when people honestly use like a logo for like your actual live stream, what people see every day. I feel like they'll connect more if it's a face. Yeah, and everybody I've told that to so far, like Mixer, for instance, it's real time. So it's like you're talking to someone instead of like a avatar of an anime.
People are there for you, it's not just anybody that they're watching. It's you that they're watching or tuning in for.
Well, not even that. I mean, like if you're another stream and you're networking and checking out someone else, if they see your profile picture and then see you later on streaming, like a preview, they're like, oh, okay, I remember that guy in that chat. And I feel like that works 100% of the time to make a connection on.
What do you think has made a big difference, for you in terms of what's helped you stand out over these years as you've been creating content, as you've been like, what do you think is a strong quality or something that you've had that's helped you stand out?
Easy. Just reading chat very fast while playing a game at competitive level. That's all it takes.
I love it, man.
Like I'll be top 10 and like, oh yeah, thanks for the sub, dude, and still playing because I'm just really good at it.
It's a skill,
everybody
right?
from reading, like I always had subtitles on it as a kid watching movies. I don't know why. I've always been good at reading, and like Pokemon games back in the day. Yeah, I had to read because there was no sounds, so I would just be boom, boom, boom.
Dude, I see. Even if I take a few days off, I feel like everything has to come back to me a little bit. But I'm sure, like, especially with the amount that you are streaming every day, like how much, because you don't really have a per se schedule of whatever you're doing. Like, how many hours are you streaming a day usually? Usually
10 to 12.
Yeah,
easily. When Call of Duty came out, I was doing 14, 16-hour streams every day. Because it was like Mixer's very tough for 18 plus games, and that was an 18 plus game. But I saw like a lot more adults rather compared to Fortnite, and it was actually really helping me. Like they wanted to see an actual like Call of Duty content on Mixer instead of Fortnite all the time.
Yeah.
So it helped me, and I just kept going. I was like, this is it. I'm grinding.
That is awesome. It's 100% a muscle that you're flexing. You're flexing it well, my good sir. I appreciate you spending a little time sharing about your content and everything. If people want to find you, that YouTube video, anything else you got going on, where are they checking you out, man?
JaredFPS on everything. Mixer, Twitter, YouTube, 100%. Even on Facebook. Fun fact, I'm also a Facebook partner.
Oh, there you go. Getting some streams in on there too.
Yep. Facebook's it's a good platform, and I like Mixer that they're pretty cool about it. Like they're both new platforms. They're friends.
How has that been, like, you know, any differences or things that you've noticed on it for yourself?
A lot of people watch Facebook on mobile more than Mixer mobile. Because I think they're already on Facebook if they're at work or something, so they just see it.
Sure.
And I'm sure that's helped you as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
they
been
check
helpful.
It all the time.
The algorithm and everything, trying to kick that off is it's been great. Well, I appreciate you spending some time, man. If you guys want to check anything out, JaredFPS, go check him out. Check his YouTube out, the tips, everything you need to find on him there. Really appreciate it, man. And if you guys want to hear some more podcasts and everything, check us out at pipeline.gg. Absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for spending some time.
You too, man.